It's your boy O to the D, aka Knowledge General, the Jews, you know how I do. Also known as Hebrew Jude on these YouTube streets, aka Leatherface. So you gotta remember, Leatherface is a franchise. Now I'm gonna have to keep explaining Leatherface to y'all, bro. Y'all gonna keep thinking that I'm talking about Leatherface, the scary the scary dude. I ain't talking about that. Like I said, it's Leatherface because the information is ugly and gritty, but it's true. You know what I'm saying? The truth is ugly and gritty a lot of times. It's not that whole, I ain't came here to make you feel good. I came here to drop some knowledge, whether you like it or not. Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't want my page to be all about drama, bull crap, stuff that don't matter. Because when people pass away, their pages still be here. You know what I'm saying? So I want it to be where I'm dropping jewels no matter what. You feel me? I'm still on my walk. You know what I'm saying? I'm still walking with the Most High. I'm still sober as a gopher. Gopher cakes. That's how I call it, gopher cakes. I'm sober as a gopher. I'm supposed to do something illegal. I just playing. It wasn't illegal. I just went under the tape. So I ain't feel like going around. They got the whole street right there. Restaurant get hit by a car. Nobody wants me to get hit by a car, right? Okay, so we're gonna go that way. But we still on that same walk, man. Ain't nothing gonna change that. Like I said, I ain't backtracking. You know what's crazy, man? I'll tell you how crazy them demons is, bro. Right? As soon all them haters out here somewhere. But as soon as I decided to walk with the Most High, quit this, quit that, the demons were sitting back watching, boy. They was like, oh, okay, we're gonna wait on you to fall. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I didn't have people that came to me, you know what I'm saying, and was already like, yeah, you ain't gonna last. By next month, he'll be smoking and drinking again on me. Man, I don't be doing profanity like that. I need to work on my temper. That's what I need to work on. I need to work on my temper, man. And work on lust. Not saying I'm out here doing something like that, but it's just all around, man. And, as a dude, you was trained. You see stuff. You looking. You're not looking to look, but you got to look to see. And you see stuff around, and you might look at it, and I gotta tell myself, don't look, bro, on me. But dudes do that stuff, man. So I work with myself on that. And if you do look, okay, whatever, and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Don't even look like that. Don't look and think nothing weird of any kind. You know what I'm saying? It's something that a lot of dudes just do naturally. You know what I'm saying? Not that you hollering at somebody. So that's one of the things I deal with, as well as weed. Y'all already know I used to love to get high, man. I used to be walking down this street right here, blazing up all the time, man. All the time, man. But you know something? The Most High made me a different person, man. It made me a different creature. And like I said, from now until forever, you know what I'm saying? Until I'm not breathing no more. I'm gonna continue to walk with the Most High no matter what. A lot of times I ask God to help me with my heart. Well, not my heart, but with my feelings. You know what I'm saying? With feeling certain ways about certain things and things that have happened. You know what I'm saying? I ask God to work with me with that, man, because I went through a whole lot in life. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot in life. People don't get it. And not shouts out, but big ups to those that went through a whole lot in their life and did something with their life, became something, overcame what it was that was afflicting them, right? Cause I've been through molestation, I've been through a lot of stuff, man. So, it's a whole lot of stuff that I gotta let go. I gotta let go because the Most High made me another person. He made me a different person, regardless. So that's how we rocking. The title is idolization, right? And that's what we're gonna talk about because this is something that I think a lot of us struggle with, and sometimes don't even know we struggle with it, right? The idolization is when you worship in a certain thing. It can be a person, it can be a thing. There's some people out here that idolize money. Their God is money, right? There's some people out here that idolize women. Women is their God. You know what I'm saying? There's some dudes out here that idolize, or people out here that idolize their parents. Their parents are God to them, right? There's people out here that idolize all kind of different deities, people, and everything else, right? Now, I'm here to let you know the good book, right? If that's what you want to go by, because I can't talk to nobody that don't want to believe in the good book or don't care about what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. That then I guess I'm not talking to you. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way. That's the only thing I can come out of when I'm telling you about stuff half the time. You know what I'm saying? And even before I became who I am now, I was still getting a whole lot of my information out the good book. You know what I'm saying? And I would still let people know then. But you know how it go, man. Since I decided to stop smoking and drinking and doing all kind of other stuff, people gonna feel like I'm a different person. You know what I'm saying? When I'm spiritually a different person, but it's still basically the same person. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just not doing this, that, and this. But that don't mean that I'm looking down on you because you do this, that, and this. No, because I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. Oh, no, we're gonna wait till the next red light, man. That's when I get hit. I ain't perfect, man. You know what I'm saying? I still got little stuff that I do, and I gotta ask God to forgive me for because I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So I'm not supposed to look down on nobody that's doing something that I don't do. Right? I'm not gonna look down on you for that. So it'll never be that. But idolizing, you got people out here that idolize stars. You know what I'm saying? To a point where whatever this star do, you want to do, and that's a big thing. That's a big thing, and that's a big thing in the world nowadays. Idolizing these stars and stuff like this. I mean, to a point where it's like, well, if this star is doing it, then I'm gonna go ahead and do it because they doing it, right? I mean, look at them K's out here, man. Look at the Kim K's in them, bro. They come out with products, right, that might be sucky products. They might be just regular average products, but because they backed by Kim Kardashian or Kourtney Kardashian or one of them weird Kardashians, right? You'll have 15 billion females going out here buying it just because they sponsored it, even though it's a regular product, right? That's idolizing, man. They idolize these stars. And when these stars say something is gold, you believe it. You believe it. See? That's why, and this takes me back to, when we was talking to Phenomenal Mommy about it yesterday. Shouts out to DJ Mommy. If I was live, she'd be in here right now. I already know, but this ain't gonna be a live one, folks. This is just me getting to the gist of what I want to say. Like that's why God said that he was a jealous God and he don't want you to worship no other gods, right? They don't have to be necessarily Jehovah or something like that. It ain't got to be that. You can make your God anything. And what I keep trying to tell people, God can be anything, right? So when we say we worship God, you got to know who your God is. Mine is Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya. You know what I'm saying? I am that I am. That's the God that I worship, right? It's not just God, because you got human beings that walk this earth and call themselves gods, right? So when we do idol worship, right, you got You got some people out here that they worship, they look up to these people, they down with these people like if they knew them and they was God, right? And this can happen with physical, non-physical, the whole 9 yards. And what we in right now is we in a time where the idolization is a whole lot bigger due to the fact that you got social media, due to the fact that you got the internet, due to the fact that you got all these ways for these stars to intertwine in your everyday life as much as they want to. You know what I'm saying? As much as they want to. And that's why God said he was a jealous God. He don't want you to worship no other gods. Because he knew in the future and going on throughout time that people was going to put all these other things in front of him and his word and what he's telling you to do and what he's telling you to be like. Because we got to understand, whether you like it or not, right? God set you up to be able to make it back to him, even though we kept messing up. We kept messing up, right? When we was taken into Egypt, right? Well, Joseph was taken into Egypt as a slave. God made him the most powerful person in Egypt at the time, right? So what happened? We got a spot in Egypt where we could raise our kids, do what we do, worship God, and have our own community, right? Now we was doing good. God kept us there. But then the next Pharaoh came and he didn't like us like that. We was multiplying too much. So that's when he wanted to enslave us and do us dirty, right? So that's when God rose up Moses to get his people up out of there, get his Hebrew Israelites up out of there, right? Which was us. This is when we got taken over by the Egyptians, which is who you would call the Africans, right? Because they was darker back then, right? The Egyptians is over there now. Them ain't the original ones, man. The original ones look like Africans. They was darker than that, you know. But anyway, he rose up Moses to get his people up out of there. You know what I'm saying? In the story of Moses, Moses was found in the river because they was gonna drown him because he was a Hebrew Israelite kid. That back then, it got to a point where Pharaoh, the new Pharaoh, not the old one, the old Pharaoh was rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? He was rocking with us, bro. That was the homie. But the new Pharaoh, he wasn't trying to deal with us. So he instructed people to kill the boys. If it's a Hebrew Israelite boy, kill him. You know what I'm saying? And one of the Hebrew Israelite women didn't want to kill Moses. You know, so one of the Egyptian women snatched Moses up out the water and raised him up as an Egyptian. You know what I'm saying? But he was a Hebrew Israelite, but she raised him up as one of them. So God woke Moses up to who he was and let him know, look, I need you to get your peoples, my peoples, our peoples up out of here, right? So he rose Moses up. Moses got us up out of there, right? So now Moses get us up out of there. Now I'm just talking about these are the times where we flip-flopped on God, and that's how we end up where we are a lot of different times because we don't listen. You know what I'm saying? Like I done said before, you got to look at the Most High like you would look at your father, right? Your birth father on this earth. If your birth father on this earth, if you got one, well, if you know him or if he was actually there, if he told you to do something or don't do something and you still did it, he gonna be mad and he gonna punish you, right? Those is there. Same thing with the Most High. He told us not to do certain stuff and we would still do it. But anyway, he rose up Moses to get us all up out of Egypt, right? Moses then parted the Red Sea. Like I'm just saying, like these Hebrew Israelites, our people that was with him, seen Moses do all these great things. Seen him do stuff that if you seen it right now, you'd be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like you would think he was a superhero with some of the stuff Moses is doing. You know, so it was visual. And then just think about it. This goes to show you how stubborn we are as a people. You know what I'm saying? I love my people. We Hebrew Israelites to the day I die. But we stubborn, bro. Like, even with them walking with Moses, seeing them part this Red Sea, seeing God drop angel food down for them to eat, right? All this stuff God was doing for his people, right? All these Egyptians was running behind them trying to take them out, and they couldn't touch him. They couldn't touch him, right? They seen all these miracles, and still yet they complain, whine, did they was just super complaining, right? So then Moses goes to the top of the mountain to get the 10 Commandments and get our laws that God gave to us because we his people, right? While he's up there getting the 10 Commandments, we down on the earth. We down on the bottom of the mountain, worshiping Baal and everything else. They done rose up the golden calf. They doing all this weird stuff that they was doing back in Egypt, right? So even after, now think about it, this is how stubborn we is. Even after seeing Moses, right? After seeing Moses part the Red Sea, after seeing God drop angel food down, we still was, right? We still wanted to go back to the Egyptian way of life. We still wanted to worship their idols. You got to think about it. There's nothing new under the sun. We do the same thing now, but that's a whole nother story. We'll get to that another day. But even after going through all that, we as a people still didn't want to listen. So after Moses went up, got the 10 Commandments, came back down, we worshiping Baal, golden calves, they doing sex rituals, they doing sacrifices, they was doing all kind of stuff. They sacrificing to the bull. You know what I'm saying? And FYI, when you see the golden calf up on the stock market and all that, that's all satanic, bro, if you didn't know. Don't rock with no golden calves, bro. Don't do it. You see a golden calf somewhere, you go the other way. Right? So he come down from getting the 10 Commandments. They worshiping the golden calf when he come back. And now you got to think about it like I just said before. Right? They're worshiping the golden calf. He went up to get the 10 Commandments, but they've seen Moses part the Red Sea. They seen God drop angel food. They seen God get rid of their enemies and everything else, but still yet, we couldn't believe. We couldn't believe. It's like they couldn't wait for Moses to go up there so they can make a calf and start sacrificing. But I love my peoples though. But this is the stubbornness that we are, right? And there's nothing new under the sun. Hebrew Israelites now, we want to be everything else. We want to be Muslims. We want to be everything else other than Hebrew Israelites. We want to be everything else other than God's chosen people, right? We want to be everything. Look at every religion out there. They got a lot of black folks in it. Why? They got a lot of Hebrews in it, my fault. Why? Because it's nothing new under the sun, right? Even back then, when we were walking around and going through the forest and making it to the promised land, we would still want to worship other nations' idols. We still was over here messing with, fornicating with females who was representing different deities and doing other different sacrifices, bringing them a part of the Hebrew Israelites when God instructed us not to mess with them, right? And then this is right here is for the racist people out there that will bring that verse up to you and say, oh, well, that means you shouldn't date outside your race. Look, first of all, nobody knows what their race is, for one, not nowadays, for one. For two, that was instructed to them because the other races that was around them was unclean and they was doing their own thing. They was doing their own thing. So God knew if you start intertwining with these broads, you're going to be sitting up here sacrificing to their gods and stuff too. That's what that was directed for, right? That has nothing to do with everyday life, right? Everyday life, you know what I'm saying? If somebody is following God's words like you following God's words, don't make them an unclean person, whether they black, white, or yellow. Right? A white person can make it into heaven if they follow them same laws that we was given to follow. Right? They'll make it too. It's not no only black people gonna be there or only Hebrews gonna be there. No, that's not true. But Hebrews are more. We're more responsible for following these laws than the Gentiles is. We're supposed to be teaching the Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us can't do that because we too busy talking noise to them and telling them how they going to hell for no reason. We ain't even breaking nothing down to them. Like, and I'm a Hebrew Israelite, but I'm not like a lot of these that be on the corner. A lot of these that be on the corner, it's like they preaching hate. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see what they doing a lot of times as actually giving the word. You know what I'm saying? So they'll sit on these corners and tell these Caucasians how they going to hell and this and that. But we're really supposed to be just preaching the word. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be giving the Gentiles the word. So they, you know what I'm saying? Us. And then you that's not Hebrew Israelites, they're part of this world. They doing everything else do. And yes, and this is gonna take us back now. This is full surface, right? Full surface, nothing new under the sun. So back then they was worshiping other idols and everything else, idolizing everything else around them. Right? Baal. Right? Look up Baal. You know what it is. Right? No, it's Baal. Look up Baal, you'll see what it is. Right? They was worshiping Baal hard. You know, and they was worshiping Baal because Baal was a sex guy. Right? They was able to worship Baal and go in here and have word sex and all this other stuff, which full surface. We there now. We there now. Like the females would do a little dance and they'd go in the temple and have word sex. Think about it. What's a strip club? Right, strip, there's all kind of places where females is just twerking on a regular basis. And you can go in the back and hit something. Right? These places are not just temple. They ain't got the temple no more. This brothels. That stuff is legal now. Right? So they ain't gotta worship Baal and have crazy sex and have females twerking and doing everything else. Look at this. And this is a note to all these females out here twerking, being extra sexual. Bro, they was doing that before y'all started doing it. They was doing that back when they was worshiping Baal. So in actuality, the females that's doing that is worshiping Baal. They in some Baal worship type stuff. And half of them don't know. Because people don't read the Bible. They don't understand. So that's why us Hebrew Israelites were so latched on to worshiping Baal. Because he was able to have open sex. You was able to just basically do what you want to do. As long as you was worshiping Baal. You can do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that to this day. It's like nowadays, we'll find a way to still do stuff that we know we shouldn't do. And if we can find a religion that's okay with it, oh, they running with it. They running with it. On me, they running with it. So anyway, full surface now. We worshiping, we idolizing all this other stuff. Moses come down, break the 10 Commandments, command people to kill themselves, kill each other. You know what I'm saying? And with the other half, they was blinded, and they never made it to the promised land. Us Hebrew Israelites walked around, what they say, for 40 years, and never found the promised land. Not the ones that left from Egypt. The ones that left from Egypt, never all they did was complain and idolize the wrong guy. Right? So they kids made it to the promised land, but the ones that actually came out of Egypt didn't make it. Did not make it. Right? So where you think they all went? Hell, right? All right. Now, full surface. Full surface. Look at us now. We do the same stuff now. The same stuff. We want to worship all these other idols and idolize all these other things that's less than who we are. Right? We God's people. We God's people. Not to knock anybody else, because like I said, I love everybody in this earth. I love everybody. Right? Just off of the fact that you was made in his image like I was. And I love him. So you made in his image, I love you too. I don't like the sins you commit. You know, I might not like the person you are. I still love you though. You know what I'm saying? But still yet, from idolizing right to this day, right now, you look at stuff. It's a lot of us Hebrew Israelites, and a lot of us is in the hood. A lot of us is in the hood. That's why they say the last to be first and the first to be last. Right? Because we the last, but we gonna be first when we get up there and when things, you know what I'm saying? When it all pan out, we're gonna be first when he come down. You know, but we last right now on this earth that's ran by the devil. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us is in the hood. A lot of us is not in no rich places. So think about it, man, because I came from the hood. Man, we be in the hood idolizing rappers. We idolizing weed. We idolizing Jordans, gold, right? Let's go in the hood. How many people? Look, and this always tripped me out, bro, about the hood, man. Because I've been there my whole life. But except when I got older, I moved out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, I'm not gonna stay around here and be ducking and dodging bullets and all that. I'm not doing all that, right? But what trips me out, you can go in your local neighborhood right now, see it. You will be in the hood where the poverty rate is terrible. The houses are terrible. The pollution is terrible. The jobs is terrible. The stores is terrible. No offense, and it ain't talking about the people. It's set up that way, right? It's systematically set up that way. But still yet, throughout all of this poverty, you will see so many brothers walking around here with Jordans on. Hold up. Take that back. You have all kind of brothers walking around here with Jordans on. Jordans. Man, it's some dudes that got they shoe collection costs more than the rent that they paying every month. Real talk. Real talk. Right? That's a form of idolization. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here that idolize Jordan. Right? They'll go broke to buy a pair of Jordans. For what? For his name? What Jordan doing for them? Nothing. Is Jordan gonna say they sold? Nope. Is Jordan gonna even pay their rent? Nope. Jordan ain't doing none of that. You know what Jordan doing? Jordan ain't even making new shoes, bro. Jordan is selling you the same old shoes he came out with in 1980 something, and you still spending $200-$300 for it. Come on, bro. People can't even get baby wipes. They ain't got no Pampers, none of that. But they got Jordans. That's idolization, man. You know what I'm saying? You see my peoples walking around here with a neck full of gold. You know what I'm saying? And don't know a Bible verse. Don't know nothing about God. Don't never pray to him. Right? They ain't worried about praying to God. They balling because they got all this gold on. Like, and this is what's crazy, man. I saw this interview of this rapper. I forgot who it was. Cause I was just listening. It was on. I'm just listening. Right? You got this rapper on her, and he talking about how he met another rapper was because where he was at, everybody had chains on, but didn't nobody have a chain that was big as his. Right? He had the most gold on. So that's why the rapper talked to him, and he got him a deal off of it. Right? That's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. You got to understand what's going on. That's the idolization of gold. The idolization of being famous. Right? The idolization of these stars. You got people out here mortgaging their house, selling their daughters, selling their cars, selling everything they can sell to get them a Beyonce ticket. Hold up. Wait a minute. Take that back. They is selling everything to get a ticket to go see Beyonce. Beyonce. Right. Yet again, let me say this again. Beyonce ain't saving your soul. Beyonce ain't paying your rent. Beyonce is not, don't talk to you or nothing. But people is spending all day money to run with Beyonce. Go see Beyonce on stage. You're not even seeing in the back. Right? You can't even go shake her hand, give her a hug or nothing. You're spending all this money to see Beyonce. Right? Idolizing. You know what I'm saying? And you can also do that with your peoples. You can do that with your peoples. And what I mean by that is sometimes somebody can die in your family and you can never let that go. Right? You will always forever be stuck right there in the death of that person. You know, now it's nothing wrong with grieving. There's nothing wrong with, feeling for your peoples that passed or whatnot, But it gets to a point to where it becomes idol worship. Where you're starting to worship these people that passed away. And you can't do that. You can't do that. My daddy just passed away recently. Right? Recently. My daddy just passed away. And I love my daddy. Right? A couple years ago, my favorite cousin passed away. You know what I'm saying? I got a chain with his face on it. But other than that, I didn't worship him. Right? I was still moving on, doing what I was needing to do. And understood that I can't bring him back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to let that go. Put it in God's hands. You know what I'm saying? Even with my daddy, I cried, I mourned. And I'd still be a mourning sometimes. I still sometimes, you know what I'm saying, think about my pop. But I understand, ain't none of that gonna change anything that happened, and he's not gonna come back. I gotta put that in God's hands. And that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can not let something go and harp on it and harbor on it, and it'll hurt you more than it'll help you. Then it gets to a point to where you idol worship. Because you got to think about it. I'm putting it to you like this. Yeshua died for your sins, right? He's a part of your family. But you're not running around, you know what I'm saying, idolizing him, right? It's like when he passed away, most people feel like they're not connected to him. But somebody that you've been knowing, you've been kicking with passed away, you feel like you're more connected to them. And then sometimes you put too much into it after they pass. You know, this happens. This happens. That's what the Bible tells you, to leave the dead with the dead. Right? Leave the dead with the dead and the living with the living. You know what I'm saying? Which is meaning that when somebody passes away, bury them, and it's in God's hands now. You know what I'm saying? It's in God's hands. Pray for that man's soul. Pray for that woman's soul. But it's in God's hands now. You can't sit back and dwell on that the rest of your life, or you'll be stagnant. You'll never do nothing else different. Them demons will be able to put your mind through that, right? That's when you end up trying to talk to psychics and all these other people so that you can talk to your loved ones. Now you sinning for real. Now you big sinning. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're talking to familiar spirits. You're not talking to your loved ones. I keep telling people this all the time. When your peoples pass away, them psychics ain't talking to your peoples. They not. They're talking to familiar spirits. That's why the Bible tells us not to even entertain it. You don't entertain the psychics. But, you know, sometimes when you get the idol worshiping and you so into your person, you just want to hear from them, right? That's how them demons play with your mind. And then they have you backtracking. You'll be stagnant. You won't be able to move on, right? That's not good. That's not good. It's not good. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Bible tells us, leave the dead with the dead and the living with the living. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to idol worship anybody, it should be, I am that I am. A higher, a higher. In the Savior. You know what I'm saying? And to be real with you, the Savior is Lord, but he worshiped the Father. So idolize the Father. Idolizing the Father, you'll never go wrong with it. Never go wrong with it. He deserves all the praises. You know what I'm saying? Due to the fact that this is the only person that's been keeping you safe. If you're still alive right now to this day, God kept you alive. The devil didn't do it. Your family members didn't do it. Beyonce didn't do it. Jay-Z didn't do it. Tupac didn't do it. Biggie didn't do it. None of these people kept you alive but God. Right? So if you're going to idol worship anybody, it should be the Father. Real talk. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's at a point now where, you know, we at the great falling away is what they call it, right? Where you have all these people that, you know, it was a time where people was into God. They was into doing what was right. Now we got a great falling away where people is going away from the faith. They leaving from God. They don't want to listen to it no more. Now they feel like it's old, right? And this is end day prophecies. And I keep telling people that we in the last days, man. And all of these end day prophecies that you read and that you see, they happening right now. You know, so people can keep playing dumb and keep acting like, oh, well, I'm just going to wait and do this. No, we ain't got no time no more. Time is up, man. Time is up. You know what I'm saying? Time is up. Is you ready to do something different, man? If not, hey, you seal your own faith. Like I tell people all the time, you got to go talk to God at the end of the day for what you do. Just like I got to go talk to God for what I do. Nobody can talk to God for you. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm walking right and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and you with me, don't mean that you finna get a pass because you with me. No. Everything about the sins you committed yourself. I tell my son this, he's 14. After 13, your sins is on you. It's not on me. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing I can do about that. But you know, it's we in them last days, man. Like, it's all right around the corner, literally. So, you know what I'm saying? When that judgment comes, I can't stand in front of him for you. You can't stand in front of him for me. All your little secrets, all the little stuff you do, he know. He know, man. He know. So, at the end of the day, man, I don't know what is they doing. Somebody got her busting or something. That's the second time I heard that. Oh boy, in suburbia, shooting guns. Boy, what is going on? Oh, that's some scary stuff right there. But yeah, man, like I said, so idolizing is not something that we want to do today, tomorrow, or the day after. You know what I'm saying? So, man, another lesson from D. Y'all can look it up. Y'all got any questions, hit me up. Like I said, my Gmail, Judah@gmail.com. Hit me up. We can talk about it. Send me a message. It's your boy D. I'm signing out. Remember, if you ain't getting knowledge, you ain't getting nothing. I do this.